Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and it's Thursday, March 6th. You're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Inspectors from the Ministry of Interior are currently on the island investigating complaints regarding two, quote, extra-large condominium projects in Cherng Talay and more.
Supoj Rotruang Nang Nongkai, the chief inspector of the Ministry of Interior and a former Phuket vice governor, is on the island right now with other officials from the Interior Ministry on a 2-day visit. During a meeting in Talang District Office on Tuesday, joined by several of the island's top officials, they assessed the legitimacy of two condominium projects, the Siamese Bang Tao 1 and Siamese Bang Tao 2 projects on Route 4018 in Mu 8 of Cherng Talay. Also reviewed were the involvement of the Cherng Talay Tambon Administrative Organization, Oboto, led by current chief Manok Pungchalar. Officials are reviewing whether the buildings qualify as extra-large buildings, a classification for structures used as residences or businesses with a total floor area of 10,000 square meters or more, and summoned a representative from the Erawana Group, the company behind the projects, to clarify construction details. Natakrip Pompet, the deputy director of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment Phuket office, stated, quote, "If these projects are deemed extra-large buildings, they would be in violation of the Building Control Act and the Environmental Impact Assessment Regulations. The construction of a condominium requires a transparent public hearing process. The investigation into these issues is still ongoing." For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
The body of an older female tourist was found at Kata Beach on Wednesday afternoon, and now local police are investigating.
The woman, who appeared to be about 50 years old according to police and of European descent, was discovered at about 1:20 p.m. by a lifeguard on the beach. She was found dressed in a swimsuit, lying face down on a beach towel on the sand, with red sandals and a black waist bag. Police did note that she had red rashes on her back and legs, but an initial investigation found no signs of a struggle or physical assault. An autopsy is being conducted on the body at Bashida Phuket Hospital to determine the exact cause of death. Police say they have not yet released the woman's identity, pending notification of her family. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
Just before you break a bone.
More foreigners are being arrested and sentenced for various crimes, some related to illegal employment, others related to forged passports.
On Wednesday morning, Talang police moved in at a construction site in Mu 9 of Tambon Tep Krasatri, acting on a tip-off. Police searched the site and found 4 Chinese men working without a work permit. Police also said that the men had been living on site. All 4 were taken to Talang police station and charged with illegally entering and staying in the country, as well as separate charges of working illegally. While all 4 denied the charges against them, they refused to provide information on their employer. Police say they are investigating further and have summoned the building owner, a 51-year-old Thai national identified as Pirakarn Wichakul. Meanwhile, also on Wednesday morning, Phuket Provincial Court issued a verdict in 6 criminal cases involving Afghan and Kazakh nationals charged with passport forgery and related offenses. 4 of the detainees were first captured at the Phuket International Airport in December, allegedly attempting to enter the country with forged passports, while the other 2 were caught trying to leave Thailand through Phuket, also on forged passports. Half of the defendants received a 4-year prison sentence reduced to 2 years due to confession, while the other 3 were sentenced to 2 years reduced to 1 year without suspension. For more, visit thephuketnews.com.
Better late than never? After 50 years, the Supreme Administrative Court finally issued a ruling regarding the regulation that limited the way students could style their hair, revoking the controversial measure.
The regulation was based on an order issued by a ruling military junta in 1972 regarding hairstyles deemed appropriate for students. It wasn't until 2020 that Thai students, 23 of them, petitioned the administrative court asking it to revoke the regulation. The 1972 regulation set hairstyles deemed acceptable for male and female students in schools supervised by the Education Ministry. Boys were not allowed to wear beards or mustaches and had to cut their hair short. Meanwhile, girls were not allowed to grow their hair below their ears or to wear any makeup at all. Since last year, the Education Ministry did allow some flexibility in student hairstyles and dress codes. However, on Wednesday, the Supreme Administrative Court ruled that the regulation violated individual freedom protected by the Constitution and was out of touch with a changing society. The rule also went against the provisions of the Child Protection Act of 2003. In its ruling, the court stated, quote, "The order of the military regime and the ministry regulation in dispute cannot be considered as being for the utmost benefit of the students." However, the issue still seems to linger, as Bad Student, a loosely formed student activist group that demands democracy and more freedom in schools and classrooms, made a series of posts on social media following the ruling, saying that schools still have teachers who target specific students with long hair, and that unless they're punished, this would continue to happen. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Join us again on Friday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks and mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.